Welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. Pull up a bar stool and join us for a random conversation, guaranteed to make you think or your money back.
We are. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 50 of the Chris and Sam podcast.
Yay! Here we go.
Woohoo! It's taken a while to get here, but it's gone rather quick.
Oh man, it has. It's been. I think it's been a year exactly. It must be about a year because I think we took 2 weeks off. Didn't we?
It's October is a year.
October is a year. It is October.
Yep. Yep. I should look that up, but I haven't got there yet.
It's the 3rd of October today, so it must be pretty much.
Oh, it is October. I forget what month I'm in. It gets a bit like that when you have an action-packed week.
An action-packed week. It has been a pretty busy week, I must say. So, yeah. But anyway, so for those listening and those watching, because we have Periscope on.
We're on two Periscopes because one's not enough for us.
Yeah, well, yeah.
How many's on your Periscope?
How many people, and I'm asking the Periscope people right now, use Blab IM? Because
yeah,
we're wondering about whether
Periscope?
we should do Blab IM so that we can have both of our faces on screen at the same time instead of being broadcast on two different Periscope accounts, which is the way we're doing it right now. Yeah. Yeah,
that's
when
a
it works.
computer thing.
On the good side, I thought I'd paid to change stuff on my internet recently, and I thought, that didn't make much change at all. And then yesterday, some guy rang me up and he goes, yeah, you guys at home, I've got to come around and do stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I wondered why our phone didn't work. I didn't care because it meant no more people cold calling.
Telemarketers.
Yeah, no more telemarketers. So I was like, oh, whatever. And then he came around and
he said I had a 50-50 chance of getting that right.
Yeah, so anyway, and the way it's bolted to the wall, you couldn't actually see where the thing is. You're feeling it with your fingers
just
because
poking
you can't
things
get your
in
head
holes
under it. But anyway, that's all right. So we got that going, and the freaking internet is now blindingly fast.
Yeah, we're on the highest speed fibre you can get.
Here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always a lag from New Zealand to the rest of the world.
But once the site's loaded,
oh man,
you just click on a link, everything's instant.
Yeah.
It's scarily fast. It's really cool.
It's really, really cool. So we might have to do the Blab.
Yep,
Blab
we've got
IM.
the technology.
We do. Anyway, so I was circumventing your woohoo 50 episodes. So.
Oh, that's all right. I thought we'd just get right on into it.
Yes. You have all the notes because my phone, which I usually have my notes on, is now periscoping me.
Yes, I went to the museum at the start of the week.
Yeah, cool.
Last weekend, and we were going to go check out the Body in Motion exhibition, which is some body stuff. And we went there, and there was a person dressed as a bat, and then they were like, "Hey, there's a show starting in 3 minutes up here." And I was like, okay, had no idea what it was about.
That wasn't NZ Batman.
No, it wasn't. It was this guy, and his name is Levity Beats. Have you heard of Levity Beats?
No.
Well, Levity Beats apparently is an actual person, and he was there. And he's well known in the kids' music scene, apparently, it turns out. He writes a lot of kids' lyrics for songs. He's very clever.
Yeah.
And they had a whole bunch of little kids there. My daughter was the oldest there by about 5 years. So there was heaps of 2 and 3-year-olds there. And they're all running around and they were all waiting for this Levity Beats character to come out, which was good. And then the woman turns around at the front row and looks at me dead in the eye and points to me and says, "You're the pumpkin guy, aren't you?"
Levity Beats and the pumpkin guy. What? She got a bonus episode.
And I was
there.
like, yes, I am. And she said, "I've been emailing you. I asked you for 4 pumpkin seeds. Do you have them with you right now?"
But Sam, pumpkin seed Sam, like Appleseed Johnny, always has pumpkin seeds on him.
No, I didn't. No, didn't even think about it. So I dropped them off to her later, who she filled me in on the Levity Beats character. So he came out and he makes a bunch of musical instruments from recycled junk that he found at a recycle centre. And it's really cool. Like he had a belt made of plastic pipe and there was Coke bottles poking out of it, and then he played it like drums. I've got video I'll show you later.
Okay, yeah, you're going to put that video onto the episode.
Yeah, once I work out how to do all that. We'll have to get it off the phone, and there's multiple videos. And
because this will be a snap for Sam now, because he has a brand new computer.
Yes, I do.
A brand spanking, looking pretty impressive computer.
Yeah, it makes this... how big's the screen? Is it 15 inches that I'm looking at now?
I don't... Yeah, probably.
15
14,
or 17?
14, probably.
No, it's not 14. But it's a square one, and it hurts my eyes now because I'm used to a 24-inch widescreen high-def monitor. So,
yeah.
Anyway, back to this Levity Beats character. He has these amazing musical instruments, and one of them was his chair. He goes, look at this chair. There's 3 instruments on this, and on the back was a harp, underneath was a finger piano, and then one of the legs was a flute that he played.
So he pulls the leg off and stands up.
He didn't pull the leg off. He just holds the chair against his face. But he had some cool stuff, and he showed everyone how it all worked, and he said, this is how you make your own bottle drum thing, and all this stuff. So he's a really clever character. He's from the South Island.
Yeah.
And the kids really liked it. My daughter, not so much. She just wanted to go to the body exhibition. She said, where can we go? And I said, I don't know. We have to wait. She said, how long will this take? I don't know. We have to wait.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't her demographic, basically.
No, it wasn't her demographic. But later on, what I found when I dropped the pumpkin seeds off to possibly my biggest fan in the world.
Oh, wow.
She was just like, she's been to the pumpkin carnival. She's grown pumpkins before. She thinks it's the best thing in Hamilton ever, hands down. You're amazing.
That's not a great endorsement at Hamilton. I mean, I know what you do is a passion.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But, I know. But we were on Bogans this week, so, you know.
Yes, we were on TV. I shouldn't say we.
There might have been a split second of you. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I was helping out at the Pumpkin Carnival, and that's what Sam's talking about, the Great Pumpkin Carnival in Hamilton every year that Sam organises, or helps organise. Pretty much organises. Yeah, so I was helping out. And they had some guys being filmed there, and Sam had no idea what it was, and then found out this week that it was the TV series Bogans. The Bogans? Bogans?
Just Bogans.
Bogans. I've never really watched it.
No.
I think I saw part of the first one or something.
You'll like this episode we recorded because there's lots of Chris Eyes material on there for you.
Ooh.
Because the chick's trying to model.
Okay.
Anyway, this woman was saying... Yeah, I know. This woman was saying Levity Beats is the top New Zealand children's songwriter. And she's got her own musical group, and they beat him 1 year, but only 1 year. The rest of the time, this guy cleans up at whatever awards does this.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Then we went out for lunch and got served by someone called Brett. B-R-E-T-T-E. Bretty? I don't know. It was a chick.
Yeah.
But
it's a European name.
Oh, that's all right. I wasn't sure if it was short for something.
No, I think it is. It's like Scandinavian or something.
Yeah, she was not Scandinavian. That's okay.
Well, that's where the name comes from.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I was just talking about Chris Eyes.
So you just remembered Brett, and you just brought that up just because?
Yeah, because I find it really strange.
Okay.
Because I haven't come across it before. And then, obviously, I'm talking about Chris Eyes, which, if you don't know, is the in-depth staring of Chris at things. And it's not even female.
I'm doing it to the periscope now, just so they know what I'm talking about. All 3 of them.
Yeah. I got 5 on my one. They are scarred for life right now.
I don't know that I can do Chris Eyes consciously. I don't know.
No, I don't think you can.
And I know what Chris Eyes is because there is photographic evidence which I've been shown a couple of times.
Yeah,
and so I'm a few times. Oh, my stand just fell over.
Yeah,
it's
You've broken it.
There we go.
Leading on from Chris Eyes, apparently I need to ask what Chris Thighs is about.
Oh, God.
Because Adam said you have to tell me.
So when we went to, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about it. Ah, shoot. Hang on, let me... sorry, my...
His sweet cell phone stand, he doesn't know how to use it because he's old. Oh, he's got it sorted now.
No, I got it sorted now. All right, so Chris Thigh. So a couple of weeks ago we went to, what's his name?
Kevin Smith.
And I'm getting love hearts now.
I'm just sort of saying Kevin Smith. Chris Eyes.
Actually, every time you say Kevin Smith, one pops up.
Kevin Smith.
So anyway, so I was sitting next to Adam. I was sitting between Adam and you, wasn't I? You were on my other side.
No, I had Paige next to me.
Oh, Paige, that's right. And then you. That's right. And so I was sitting next to Adam. And all my life, I've sort of jiggled my leg up and down.
I know that because you do it sometimes when we're recording. And it takes me a while to click out what that sound is.
Yeah, I've done it all my life. If I'm excited or whatever, I as a kid, I could never stay still. As a teenager, I couldn't sit and watch a whole game of rugby.
Yeah,
I'd have to go out and run around the block or something at halftime.
So the ultimate,
I was so wound up, and so if I'm sitting there for a long time, particularly, my leg will just start doing that. And Adam says we had a drive up. I'll talk about Penny Black in a bit. We were driving back up to Auckland. He goes, Yes, Kevin Smith, that was funny because I kept feeling this movement next to me, like a sharp, vigorous movement, and I had to look down to see where your hands were because I wasn't sure what was going on. And he goes, I think you should admit to Chris thighs because he listens to the podcast. And I'm like, oh, no, don't tell Sam that. He goes, if you don't, I will.
Yeah.
And I knew it'd be worse if I didn't say this. So
I know.
There's the Chris thighs. It's a nice alliteration. It rhymes. It's funny. End of story.
It doesn't warrant building a website, but Chris Eyes does. Oh, no, so the Laugh of Chris does. I'm getting confused now. Actually, the laughofchris.com will have Chris Eyes on there as well. I'm sure I can pick out some photos.
But that's like creepy, because then you've got funny laugh thing, and then you put creepy eyes with funny laughing. That just goes creepy.
No, I reckon...
It's like a negative and a positive equals a negative. Is it? Yeah. But anyway...
Close enough. I think
a laugh, a funny laugh, and creepy eyes still is creepy. Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think the whole thing's a good idea. Huh?
No. Did I tell you I complained about New Zealand Post the other day?
No.
Oh, Post shop that's closest to us. I hate going in there.
Oh, that's the one in Ham East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. I went in there the other day and I interrupted their conversation, which apparently they didn't like, even though they're behind the counter and they're supposed to serve me. That's okay.
That's what they're supposed to do.
It's also very warm in there. It's like going into a sauna. I honestly thought at one point I was going to pass out. It was that hot. So I complained about that as well. Because they've got these little cards now at the front, and it says, rate your experience with us. Here's the code. Go in the draw to win a $500 Prezi card.
Oh, yeah. So you'd be complaining about everything.
I went through that, and I got an email back from the manager, though they did say they were going to ring me.
Yeah.
So he obviously can't read instructions.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He's actually got a really strange name, but I can't remember what it is.
He's an idiot with a strange name.
Yeah. Says me with a rather long, strange name. But,
yeah, Sam's pretty bad.
Yeah. He basically says, oh, yeah, we'll talk to this team about that and hope your experience next time's better. And it's because we're in the spring season, it's hard to get that... It's hard to get that balance of the air conditioning thing. And then he was talking to the air conditioning experts to come in and recalibrate it or something. Like, it sounded like a full-on explanation that made no sense. So,
okay.
But I went in there the next day.
But you had the satisfaction of complaining and being in the draw for $500.
Yes. But I went back again, and it was still way too warm in that place. It's stupid. But then there was a woman at the counter, and I have to admit the person behind the counter did their best to try and explain to this lady what she was asking for. So she had paid for car registration.
Yeah.
And then she went into, oh, hey. This is what she sounded like. I'm not even...
Not joking.
Joking.
Oh, no.
She's like, hey, what's the deal with, like, if I die, who gets all my stuff, like, with the money and stuff? And the woman's like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, what about a will? She goes, what's a will all about? And she said, how do I get a will?
So the best thing she can do is go to the post office to ask these questions.
Yeah,
my God.
I know. So I'm waiting. So I'm waiting to be served. So I've got to wait and listen to this. And then she goes, yeah, but... So the lady says, look, you can get a will kit from a bookstore or you have to go see a lawyer. That's the deal. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so that's okay. So that's a will. And then if I die, all my money. So what's KiwiSaver then? Like, who gets my money for the KiwiSaver? And she was like, well, no, it's a retirement plan. You get the money thing. And yeah, but what about a will? And it just kept going around in this vicious circle. And then eventually, the teller had to go somewhere, and I think she was talking to the manager dude to try and figure out
how to get rid of this person.
Yeah.
So
that was
hilarious.
My experience.
Well, that story was so awesome. We lost 2 of the 3.
Yeah, I know. It's just so no, but this is the thing.
Actually, it's probably my laugh, which bodes really ill for the laugh of Chris.
It does not. Don't bullshit me. You know it's amazing. I think there's just so much stuff to see on Periscope. People want to see these Americans driving because a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
They're driving down a motorway and they're holding their phone like this. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of Americans, and I mean, you may not want to go there, but we've just had this massacre yesterday again, and Barack Obama's like been really upset about it, apparently, and he's had. I heard it because it was on the news, but I was in the kitchen, so I didn't actually see it. But it sounded like he was like, we do this every time. We did it at Sandy Hook. We did it this. We did it this. We always go. These shootings, these killings are routine.
They had 48 shootings this year.
Oh, is that just in schools?
I don't know
because I saw a list of just in schools.
Yeah, it must be just in schools because they must shoot someone every day.
Yeah.
I mean because the cops shoot freaking hundreds of people. I mean, what's that guy? And then sometimes they don't hit anyone. They fire 76 shots and still don't hit the person.
I missed that one. But yeah, so is there something they can do about this in the States?
Oh, they can talk about as much as they want, but they've got the it was NRA, National Rifle Association. And
actually, it's funny. I just saw a post on Facebook just before I came down. Was Dwayne, or Luke, as I know him, he shared a post, and I can't remember the verbatim, but it was something like the NRA makes it possible for people to get weapons that can kill at short or long distances, and that's their whole reason for being. And these weapons are then used in killings like this one. Where was it? Oklahoma or whatever?
Yeah, sounds good.
Ohio, whatever it was. And, in my mind, that is the definition of a terrorist organisation. NRA, terrorist organisation. I was like...
But it's written into the Constitution, so that's their biggest problem. They've got the right to bear arms.
And
that's what they all go to. And they can't change that.
Oh, you can always change that.
Yeah, but it'd be a hard sell.
There's the can or there's the will.
Yeah.
Like the Constitution has amendments. That's what amendments mean.
Yeah.
Like they can do it, but they won't.
No.
Because where's the fun in that?
No. Actually, on a lighter note, talking about Americans, because this is episode 50, Chris. Good one to bring it down. People being shot. Man.
Sorry.
I've been using a new service called Shipito, I think it is. Shipito.
Oh, Shipito.
No, it's coloured differently on the... It looks like
Shipito.
I think it's Shipito.
Shipito.
I don't know. Shipito.
Yep.
Shipito, I think. So they're pretty cool. I got sick of buying... Because what you have to realise, if you're listening to this from America, a lot of your stores, a lot of your products do not ship to New Zealand. We are too scummy for that. Shipping costs way too much. No one wants to ship here. And it makes it really hard to get some stuff.
And we're not a big market. I mean, the whole of the country is 4.5 million. So.
Yeah. So that's a small city for some places. But New Zealand Post has a service called UShip.
Yep.
UShop, I think.
UShop.
And you get a overseas postal address, and they ship things to you, which is
So you can order from the whatever vendor online, and you put the address, you put your name in a account number.
Yeah, so they know who it is.
And you put the address, which is a warehouse in the US somewhere, and then NZ Post ship it to you for an additional shipping charge.
Yes, and they do it on volumetric weight. So a lot of people that ship things like putting little items in giant boxes. And then you pay some ridiculous fee. You can get things consolidated, so they break it down, put it all into one box, and they send it to you, which is fine. But sometimes the shipping, actually a lot of the time, the shipping is worth more than the product.
I used to buy a lot of books from Amazon before the Kindle came out. Like every month I would be buying 1 or 2 books.
Yeah.
And the price of the book was less than the price of the shipping.
Yeah.
And these are brand new hardcover book. They weren't cheap books. They were all management books you couldn't get in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And so, it cost me a fortune. Kindle came out, saved me a fortune. Plus, you don't have to wait 3 weeks to get it.
Excellent. So Shipito is what I'm using now, and they are considerably cheaper for shipping. They do standard air freight, which will probably take forever to get here, but if you're not conscious of that, who cares? They actually give you way more options for shipping as well.
So you can get it really fast if you want to pay for it.
Yeah,
but they say, this is a cheaper one.
I've got a siphon hose filter coming because everyone needs one of those, and I think it was $30 New Zealand on Amazon, and I'm paying $6.50 for shipping. So that's pretty cheap.
That's pretty good.
Because I would be paying 20 odd bucks. Now, the story I did tell you yesterday, I've got this other thing coming, and it's pretty cool. It's a Wi-Fi enabled 4-port hose connector. This is all for the pumpkins. It's going to make me able to water my pumpkins from anywhere in the world from my phone.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Because that's what you need to do.
That's what you need to do. And you need to get this thing from America. So I've brought it. It turned up at Shipito. And the really cool thing with Shipito, straight away, they give you the actual dimensions of this package. And they give you two photos of the box on the conveyor line. Yes. You don't get that with New Zealand Post.
Or it must be automated, right? So it comes through, it scans the thing, and just takes a photo on the conveyor belt. Yeah.
So this package I got was huge. It looked huge, and it's too big for standard air freight, the cheap air freight. So
it was going to cost like $70.
It was $70 to send this thing to New Zealand. And I was like, this isn't good. So you jump on their website, they've got live chat. So I just went, hey, can you repackage this thing for me? And they said, yes, we can. It's $5 to do that. Cool. So I sent them a message, which you do, and I said, hey, I need you to break this package down. I need you to package it as small as humanly possible so I don't have to pay mega fees to get it shipped here to Middle Earth, in brackets New Zealand. Thank you for your time. Have an awesome day. So that was all good. So I got a reply back. It must have been...
I hadn't heard about this.
No.
I was there for the email going out. So, yeah.
But they must have done it within half an hour of me sending the thing, but I didn't realise until I got to work.
All right.
And I had no cell phone coverage at work all night. So I was like, how do I get this email? But they wrote back and says, hey, Sam, yes, we have repackaged it to Hobbit size.
Nice.
Thank you for your business. Have an awesome night. So I jumped on this morning, and including the $5 repackaging fee, they actually send you a couple more photos. They actually show you photos of inside of the box. They opened it up and said, this is the inside.
Yeah.
And then they show you their new package, which was half the size of the original. And how much do you reckon it came to now?
$30.
Pretty close, $29.
Nice.
And it's going to be on a slow air freight from wherever. And the thing with the slow air freight is they would be like, oh, you'll get it between 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. And that's like really outside because a lot of the stuff usually takes 2 or 3.
Yeah. You want to what's the word? Under promise, over deliver. Yeah. So that's good. We know what we mean.
We know what we mean. That's good because we've been doing this 50 episodes now and we're pretty much experts.
Yeah, well, we just read each other's minds. He knows when I'm going to laugh and leans away from the microphone.
Yeah, that's right. It's a talent, guys. It's a talent.
Yeah. So anyway, what else did you have on your list? I think
something's happening with the smoke alarm, but I assume you put that on there? Here we go. He's trying to jog his memory.
Oh, what does it say?
Just smoke alarm.
Oh, Adam's story about the smoke.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
I'm glad you remembered, because if you didn't, Adam would have been screaming at the podcast right about now, going, you dumbass.
I'm like, what did I do with a smoke alarm? No, it's quite cute. So Adam, friends of ours, he's a director of Only Humane, writer and director of Only Humane, which we were working on recently. And yesterday, Adam and I went up to see Penny Black, which I'll talk about day before, rather. And... but I, on the drive up, we had a great chat, and he goes, because there was recently a couple of pretty bad fires in New Zealand with people dying and stuff.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
hadn't put smoke alarms up. He's got 2 kids now. Yep. Yeah, and you'd think of all the people I know, he would be the most onto.
I think it's one of those things people are always like, I'll get round to it, I'll get round to it.
So he had been getting around to it, but he was guilted in by all the ads, good on you, fire service, and he put in some smoke alarms. So he put I think he put them in the bedrooms. I forget what you're supposed to do with them in that. But so he put them in, and he explained to Ben, his son. Ben is, I want to say 3.
I want to say 3.
Yeah. I'm really
sorry,
bad with
Ben,
kids'
if that's
ages.
not how old you are.
But anyway, so he's sitting there and asked Dad what it is. Oh, it's a smoke alarm. And he goes, oh, okay. And so he screwed it in, and Ben just sat there like 4 hours staring at it. and
he's waiting for it to communicate.
And then Adam said, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm waiting for the smoke. Which makes some sense. And then Adam made the mistake of, no. It doesn't make smoke. It senses the smoke, and then it makes an alarm, and then the firemen come. Firemen! So he's been waiting for the fireman ever since.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so anyway, that was quite funny. That was what I'd written down for smoke alarm.
Oh, that makes sense now. And then, so
let's talk about Penny Black. Yeah.
Explain what Penny Black is.
Penny Black, and I had no real idea. I knew it was the name of the title of the film, but that's all I knew before I went up. So Adam did a little bit of work on Penny Black, and he had tickets or was invited to the cast and crew, and I went along as his plus one because his wife had to look after the kids, obviously. So that was cool. And Penny Black was written and directed by Joe Hitchcock, who was the cinematographer for Only Humane, so I know Joe. And actually, there was a whole bunch of people there that I knew. And when the cast and crew credits came up, I knew way more people than I thought I did.
Right, cool.
So there's a whole bunch of people that I've met and stuff. So that was really cool. So we went up. Penny Black is a quirky New Zealand comedy. It's a very light film. It's not something that you're like, man, you have to go see that. It's something like, if that's on, you want to watch it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's in my opinion. The soundtrack's excellent. Did remind me a little bit of Goodbye Pork Pie, for those of you that know those sorts of films and the old Kiwi films. But when I say it reminds me of that, it's just the feel of it, not But yeah, it's pretty good. It's about a model who wants to get from Auckland down to Wellington. Some drama happens. She loses all her staff. She's had to be picked up by some random who's a weirdo, basically, is the best way to put it. And her name, the model's name, is Penny Black. And she has a sister, Alex, who is a little bit retarded or something, but never explains why. But she dresses up as this character, Lapwing, who is a cartoon character from New Zealand, which is not true, but because there'll be people watching this overseas that will believe it's true. It's not true because I've never heard of it. Well, anyway, and a friend of ours, Sash,
is Lapwing.
So it starts off and this kid is watching TV, watching the Lapwing thing.
Yeah.
So they made a movie within a movie in terms of this Lapwing. And what they've actually did was, after they did Penny Black, they filmed Lapwing, which is a 14-minute short film.
Yes.
And they and that's been doing really well in festivals around the world.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you an interesting thing about that.
Okay.
So Joe made Lapwing, and then he said to Fiona, what we need in New Zealand is something like Comic-Con, where they have film festivals for for films, science fiction, fantasy films.
Okay.
And Fiona, who was his producer, said, oh yeah. And so she took to the guys at Armageddon.
Ah.
And they created the sci-fi fantasy film this year.
Which is also what Sash and that. Sash and Ben.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So he entered, but they said your film's too long, and he got declined.
Aww.
And Fiona even went into detail with them on how to set it up right so they get the maximised benefits from having a film festival. Because if you go on, it's not under Armageddon, it's under Freeway Film Festival or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, after all, and they go, well, can we at least show our film? No, it's too long. But they do have 19 films with a time limit of 10 minutes. That's still a long time to be watching films.
190 minutes.
Yes, and I will be in the last or second to last film shown on that. So people will be asleep before they get to me. But, that's where Daredevil Bad Blood.
Yes, the trailer's coming out very soon. I saw on Facebook this morning.
Actually, it should be out, very soon, because they want to hype it up before...
Maybe today.
What is it, 18th of...
17, 18, 19?
18,
no. 19? 18.
No, it's 20th.
20th?
Yeah, 20th.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, 20th. So anyway, So, Penny Black was really good. Definitely recommend it for anybody. If you want to go and see something light, amusing, fun, go check it out. And it's not actually out yet. It will be going to. It is a feature film length, and it's not out yet. It will be going to film festivals soon, I think. But
cool. Check that out.
And the soundtrack's available too, and it's bloody good soundtrack. They got these three musicians. I'm going to say Scorelock Collective organised it.
Okay.
And they played the movie, and they played all the sounds, and they got it all done in 2 days.
Wow.
And it sounds like they had a ball.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to sit in with these guys jamming and making music for movies.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And did you know, just like that, we are at the end of episode 50?
Oh, did I talk too much?
No, you're fine. I'll let you off because it's episode 50. The only thing I didn't talk about, and I'm going to cover it in about 3 sentences, Rod Drury, head guy of Zero, said coffee in Hamilton is too expensive, and he tweeted about it and got all upset.
Coffee in Hamilton is too expensive.
Yeah, he went to the coffee club, which is probably his first mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And brought a small coffee, and they said that's $5.40. Turns out the $5.40 is supposed to be the medium one, and I wouldn't be surprised if this Hamilton Coffee Club has been ripping people off since the dawn of time.
Yeah. Don't
anyway,
judge us on the...
So there's a whole story about coffee in the Waikato and
you
what
go
everyone
around
charges.
the corner to Urge.
I know.
And a large one is $5, and it's good coffee.
Exactly.
You know, when I say large, it's a large. It's a large.
And it's
awesome.
Rod Drury anyway. I mean, it's not like he couldn't
I
afford
don't even
it.
know who that is.
Head of Zero?
Oh, okay.
The
You did say
accountancy online thing?
Yeah, okay.
He makes like $500,000 a year, if that.
He's
if
an
not
idiot.
more. So anyway, that brings us to the close of episode 50. Oh, we do have to mention something really quick. Chris's website's finally up and running.
Oh, yes.
chrishanlon.nz. Make sure you go check it out.
All one word. We'll have a link in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll pimp it out a bit later as well. He's pulled finger, pushed publish, and it's all go.
Yes. And so there will be some freebies there. There are some almost ready. By the time you listen to this, they'll be up there. And there's some that will be on their way. So if you want to know how to get the most out of LinkedIn and stuff, you can get some stuff on there. If you're interested in putting together a talk, whether it be for a TEDx talk or for some sort of work
Presentation or something,
there'll be some information on that. So, yeah, hopefully I can help out with that.
Yes. And you can find us at the chrisandsampodcast.com.
Yep. Or at Chris and Sam Pod.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, yes.
Facebook is the Chris and Sam Podcast.
Yep.
I think we fully beat out the guys in the hot tub when we first started. So
Yeah.
I mean,
they only did, 3 episodes or something, didn't they?
No, I think they did heaps, but they only published 4 on the internet because they were doing like a radio show.
Oh, right.
And then, I remember that because they got all upset with us and they thought, we should bring our podcast back. And
yeah, we will crush you with our millions of followers.
We're sorry, the Chris and Sam podcast from New Zealand. That's us.
Is the biggest Chris and Sam podcast in the world,
yep.
officially now.
Yeah. So, episode 50.
And thanks to everybody for joining us for the Chris and Sam podcast over this year.
Thanks for any comments or feedback we get. We get more feedback in person than online.
Yeah, that's funny. That's because the only people listening to us are people we know. No. But seriously, do give us some feedback. Tell us what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. And I've just got you're welcome. So,
yay, whoever that is.
Yeah, I can't read it from here.
Yeah.
Chris eyes are old eyes. Anyway.
I've got no one on mine. They all left.
Oh, no, I've got a couple still. All right, so we got to go wrap this up, and you know where to find us. Leave some comments. Tell us what you want to hear from us in future, and we'll look forward to catching up with you
next time.
Okay,
see ya.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tell your friend.